Hello and welcome, cosmic quantum travelers. Welcome on board. I wanted to give another energy update, cosmic update, what I see happening energetically and cosmically. Also as feedback to the Sunday activations that I'm doing, the remote group healings, divine love and at-one-ment activations for this month. And I will also include some information about this later on because, again, if you haven't listened to the previous transmissions, these are really activations we are anchoring as a group on behalf of the collective, so on behalf of everyone, and everybody is being affected one way or another. And we are just holding the container here and being the vessel for this to anchor into the planet powerfully. So I wanted to give a feedback on what I've seen transpiring over the last few days in regards to this activation, but in general. So as I said, it's affecting everyone. And I don't know if you can see it, but I can see the matrix glitching, and I can see that the false holographic inserts are dissolving along with the limited false AI programming that has been clearing massively over the last few weeks, but especially again over the last few days. Also AI machinery, so negative alien technology, especially in regards to the frequency net, mind control programming, DAMs, and all the technology that's involved with that. And also then within our own bodies, the AI signals, AI materials, toxins, parasites, all of that. So I hope you can see it too. The House of Cards has fallen. It is so. It really is. There's so much happening behind the scenes. I have been updating as much as I can. It's very intense at the moment. As you can, I think, all feel, a lot of us have been feeling very tired over the last couple of weeks, especially. Now, we're all in different stages, so some might be still clearing a lot of physical pain. Others might be just more tired. All over, it's a huge bioregenesis that's happening to us. So a whole re-encryption of the physical matter of the elementals. So it's a whole elemental re-encryption, which is what the Aurora host family and the Auroras, which is really the plasmas, the interdimensional plasmas, tri-wave frequencies, are helping us with to really re-encrypt the planetary and human morphogenetic field and matter in itself. So there's been another huge timeline reality shift that happened on Sunday. That was the 21st, and the tables have truly turned. I saw as a visual, I shared it in a small post on Monday, I think, beautiful flowers and butterflies, which are connected to the new tri-wave current, which is the frequency current of the new grid system. And it's also connected to the new technology coming online and really the eternal source flow, so eternal life flow to return back to Earth. And it's helping to heal all the, and clear and dissolve all the negative alien machinery, black goo, all of the, you know, what is really holding the false matrix holographic inserts still alive, not alive, even just as a hologram. So I really want to push this really a lot, that what you're looking at, it's not real, in the sense of that it's more than just a holographic projection, it's a false holographic projection. And that is based on false programming, AI programming. We're basically running on false memories, false data. What we have been taught is not the truth. If you reverse everything, you get closer to the truth than what we have been taught. So everything is upside down here. Everything is reversed. And I mentioned this in my last video. And I think more and more people are seeing through it, that this is really, again, it's an artificial timeline that we're on. We're not on the correct timeline. And that's where we're trying, or that's where we're getting back to and merging with again. And all of this is part of this. All of this is interconnected, and so many different layers to it. If you want to know more, listen to the other 2 videos, read also my posts from the last few weeks. That should keep you busy. And obviously, you know, other people out there also reporting their own perspectives. But I want to say at this point that once you transcend the time and the space, which is a 3D concept, but once you go quantum, you really understand that all these prognoses of 20 years or the next 10 or the next, you know, that this is going to take a long time, basically, maybe hundreds of years, whatever. Okay. That may or may not be so. It's not even about that. What it is about is that ultimately it's about a frequency and it's not about linear time. Okay. All time runs parallel. I cannot see this like I see the matrix imminently collapsing fully, because this is not just about a breakthrough. The breakthrough is us understanding this is not real. This is a false artificial matrix hologram you're looking at. And that anything you see on TV might as well be a CGI movie. What do you know what is even real, what they're showing you, unless you actually know a person that is reporting you firsthand of what they're experiencing? You don't know, or whether you're experiencing it. So my suggestion is really just deal with what's in front of you in your own life. I most of the time don't know what's going on out there, and that's fine. The most important bits I do pick up, of course, but I also can't spend much time anymore with AI, with, you know, the phone and apps and social media. So it's very limited because energy, it's just, there's just so much to be present with right now, and so much I'm holding as well. And with these activations, like the 2 days before and the 2 days after, it takes a lot out of me. I've only been able now today to comment, bring a proper summary, because so much still unfolds and unfolds before and all the way through, because this field is open really throughout the whole month until the 30th of November. And after that, I really am seeing a huge, and again, anything can happen in the blink of an eye, all right? But after the 30th, I see huge quantum realities opening up. It's going to get really, really surreal. And it's already starting to. And you see that the light, as the light gets brighter and stronger and more powerful, the dark, the negative forces are pushing against it for pure survival, of course. It's literally a time game. That's why you need to understand that, like, over 90% of the spiritual teachers and guides out there have been heavily compromised, and they may or may not know it. And most of them will push certain agendas, which are buying the negative forces more time, because that's literally all they have. Once this holographic insert is dissolved, and this is a total reset and cleanup. Okay. I don't see the split as it's been reported. I think there's a whole other plan. This is totally being dissolved. And I wouldn't be afraid of your loved ones either, because the ones that do not make it are, you know, really, really, let's say, beyond repair. And there are some of the reptilian races that are choosing biogenesis, which is why we have been doing this as well, to help as many souls to, you know, come to New Earth with us, to choose biogenesis. This is why this has been going on for so long. But patience, timeless patience, has finally come to an end. I don't know if you're feeling it today. Huge energies. I felt something was really off this morning, and then I tuned into the field. I straight away felt it was interference going on. And then, and there's been a lot of AI interference, especially over the last 2 weeks. I've had huge trouble with, you know, just, you know, getting your messages across, the activations, totally been shadow banned. Can't invite many people anymore through the event page. They just 2 weeks ago canceled it from 500 invites to 50 invites. It's very hard. I do everything I do at the moment is on donation based, and not many people have been given donations. So I do, you know, if you find what I share supportive, if you have taken part in the activations and you can make a donation, however small, I do really appreciate it, because I mean, I do this for ascension. I do this for, you know, all of us, that we get the heck out of this false hologram. But until then, I also need to live. And this is really what I do 24/7. And, you know, this is, after all a dispensation, healing dispensation from source, but I'm also the vessel for this. And I also depend on the support of the community. So I really hope that those, you know, that feel supported by me can also support me back, because that would be great to see. I'd love that. Thank you. So basically what I could feel is a lot of interference, which has been going on anyway. And then I was really tapping into, and I could really feel like a kind of red flag event being planned for tomorrow. And then it's like, Thanksgiving tomorrow. Okay, of course. And it was connected, definitely. I don't have specifics, but what it was connected with was definitely AI, negative alien machinery within the grids and triggering something. But I don't know exactly what, but it would be a catastrophic, I think, drama, you know, collective event. That's what I was tapping into. So that was cleared. Another huge victory on the grids, like huge activations over the last few days in the grids, within and without, for those that can feel that and tune into it. So I'm just going to look down on my notes. I'm going to try to make this video a little bit shorter. I try. It is as long as it is. And also, these are really codes and keys and transmissions. Anything I write and share, my voice, you know, all that has been transmitted in the video. So there is a lot more to it than me just transmitting information. It's an activation in itself. So please do not complain too much if things are too long. They are just the way they are. It's a transmission. So huge pushback, as in regards to the interference, neutralize it as much as you can. So just know it for what it is. There's also been a lot of squeezing in regards to finances. I know many have been feeling it. So just let go of the money spells. Don't let it, you know, affect you. Yes, we all would like to, you know, I want to have a home. I want to, you know, go on a holiday and have a few nice things. I need a new phone and so forth. And I know now I can totally manifest that. Can you feel the power that's coming in now with all of these DNA and light body activations? Huge power coming in. I could feel a huge difference again today. And it's constantly happening every few days, of more of our gifts and abilities coming online. And that was a huge focus of the activation as well on Sunday, of our inner and outer technologies now coming powerfully online. And that's also why the old negative alien tech had to be disabled and dissolved. And we really, like, this is breakthrough time. This is it, people. This is it. You might not see it, but you need to see beyond. This is why this is all about your own inner navigational system, your intuition, seeing beyond the veils. This is what all of this is about. We don't just see 3D, do we? So feel into what's happening. And I know everybody, again, is in a different timeline in a sense, because timelines are literally frequencies. Okay, so everybody's going through different things while they're clearing their template, but just keep tuning into what you feel instead of, you know, decode what they're showing you. Because especially if it's not right in front of you, it might as well not be real. And this still isn't real. Think Truman Show. So manifestations are super heightened. Be very mindful what you focus upon. Energy is your currency, and what you focus upon, you feed your energy towards, and that's what you help manifest and create. I, for example, had to give out to my mother today because she complained about, she doesn't like the world she lives in out there, so she doesn't want to take part. Fine. But then what are you doing about it? You know, there's just so much, like, this is really a time for everybody now to really pull themselves together. It's all hearts on deck, all hands on deck, all boots on the ground. Okay, remember your mission while you're here. and make the changes happen now, because the limited programming is leaving. So, you know, even if you thought about free will before, what is it really free will if everybody's running on AI programming and it's very predictable what they're going to do or not do? Okay. So as this is dissolving, now we can start talking about free will and people exercising that. So that's when the excuses start, and stop giving your power away and stop complaining about why the world is, you know, the world is crap. Yeah, but what are you doing about it to make it better? What are you doing besides just 24/7 watching, being plugged into AI? So we all have to then really see, where can I make a difference in creating the world I want to see, instead of keep feeding the realities with your energy that are based in drama, separation, and I don't know, the end of days. Okay, is this what you're creating? Is this what you're preparing for? Then that's what you're manifesting. So everybody will see this now for themselves, because, you know, you can just tell people so long, and it's the end now of telling people. And it's for those that, you know, have now coming to the final exams for their PhD and we're closing out the circles. It's like, we just need to really relax now and receive. And I'm getting that as a big message, because I've been really doing and giving so much, and I really need to stop now. I need a freaking holiday. I need support. I need a lot of things. Not need, want, I deserve. I am really, really worthy of it, and I know it. And it's just about being patient and waiting for divine timing. But the relaxation is key to the receiving. And me also stop thinking I need to do things. I'm obviously always still doing things, but, you know, ultimately this is about us being happy and, you know, not just being super focused. And it's really, I guess, also the whole thing of like, you know, just stop trying so hard and relax more. As in, the more we try for something to happen, it's like a reverse effect energetically. We're trying too hard. So the less hard we try, that's when it comes in. You know, the last stage of manifestation. Believing is seeing. This is the time now. Okay. No, it's there. I can see it. So what I was showing yesterday was not just, I didn't finish that, not just the butterflies and the flowers, showing that, you know, the geometries, the geometrical pattern of creation are shifting and changing. Also then today, unicorns and fairies and lots of magical beings and rainbows and crystalline structures, and just beautiful crystalline cities starting to appear in the skies. So I'm telling you guys, it's there. Okay. And it's beyond this false veil. This is a false holographic overlay. Beyond this is an organic ascension matrix, if you want to even call it that. So, yeah. So these massive plasma and light body and DNA upgrades haven't, you know, they're complete now. Okay. We're done. It's basically the full reclamation of the crystal spiral, the cosmic tree of life, our the eternal lotus flower, the eternal flower of life. The eternal lotus. So these are different geometrical. What did I call it again? Okay, geometries. Okay, that the creation, that the patterns of creation are based upon. Okay, they're based on certain mathematical equations. So the original blueprints and templates are now returning and replacing the ones that are based on reversals and inverted energy systems, such as the flower of life. So that is all shifting and changing, but plus it's really this whole multidimensional merging of the different layers of Earth. So it's really Earth, Tara, Gaia, Aromatina or Aurora Earth, the 12th dimensional version of Earth. So all these different dimensional versions, just like our inner merge is happening between our different dimensional layers is happening. And yes, it's happening incrementally, but it's also where at a stage where everything just switches online. That's what I'm seeing, at least. And I believe we are way further ahead than I've seen anyone speak about, really. So it's also the reclamation of our core encryption codes and really the eternal God source backflow return. So away from the siphoning machinery and systems and grid that has been sucking our energy and luge and negative energy to feed upon, to sustain itself. And we're withdrawing that energy and many different layers that's happening and realigning with source, with eternal life flow. And this is also happening to the planet. So this is bringing a huge rejuvenation, regeneration to your systems, really healing us at a cellular, atomic, subatomic level, elemental layers. And it's, I know it feels like we've been zapped of energy, but there's so much healing that's happening. And what's like 2 weeks might as well be years, because who even knows the 8 hours you slept last night if it wasn't a couple of years? Because our perception of time is totally, skewed, as in how it, quantum time would work, as in time is more perception and how we feel it. And many of us can feel that that perception is definitely shifting. We are going timeless, and that's the quantum, where all possibilities exist in a now moment, always. But it's a matter of frequency. And yes, you have to clear your template. So all these manifestations we speak about, it's not just, I'm going to manifest new earth and everything is great. No, yeah, we need to work for our shit in order to clear the template, because beyond all these distortions and reversal codings and DNA mutations, that's where the true memories are. This is where our multidimensional DNA obviously is. And that projects the new realities into our reality, because it's projected. Our DNA is the film strip to our realities. So with the removal of all these AI and false programming and AI machinery, we're ready. Like, there are huge activations happening. I think we can feel it in our heart center and high heart, to also the crystalline core, because the crystalline core of Earth is really Earth's heart, and it's our heart. We are connected to that. It's one. It's, for me, it's all connected. And also these plasma infusions are really helping us heal our whole light body, any damage that has been done to this, and our crystalline heart. And this is really, in our high heart is our connection to source, our connection to our higher identities. It's the key. It really is the key. Love is the key to all of this. And it dissolves the matrix now. I'm seeing it. I can see the love emanating. I can see these beautiful crystalline rose heart activations in the crystalline core of Earth and within our hearts, and how it's healing everything, all these distortions, all these lower programmings. I mean, ultimately, it's many layers to it. We can talk about race, we can talk about plasma, we can talk about, all of these different layers to it. In the end, it's frequency and it's God's love. It's a dispensation from source to heal all its creations. And some will return back to source for transmutation. But for us, it's really up to also, if we have anything that we wish to be healed, to really make that connection with our own higher levels, and in a very natural way, and ask for healing. One really nice thing is to do it before we go to bed at night, for example. Ask what you would like help with, healing with. It really works. It really works. You would be surprised. Believe it. Believe it. It's a big time for surrender. All that we can't control, and have faith in the divine plan, have faith in God, and having faith in believing in God is believing and having faith in you, and vice versa. So can you see it all for what it is? Can you see through the hologram? Can you see through the reversals? What's not right here? Can you decode it? Can you override it? And then send this out to the collective. If you see, Nonsense. Not from a place of resisting or fighting anything, but from a place of neutrality, just saying, that's nonsense. And you just send it out in the field. Okay. If they're planning anything, just laugh at it. Humor is a sacred weapon because they want you to be angry. They want you to be frustrated. Whether you're for or against something, you still feel it, your energy. That's why neutrality is key. But yes, until we get there, we need to purge all these emotions in a constructive manner if we can, transmute it, alchemize it, use that anger to create change, use that anger to, make it happen. And the frustration. That's what we're getting to now, to really use that as a power, alchemize it and use it. We are the creators here, okay? They plan whatever. Do you think this is going to happen this time? Can you feel the shift in the consciousness of people seeing through the bullshit, even if it took them that long? All right? Because what I'm seeing is through the negative alien tech becoming disarmed, the frequency net is not, it's going down, it's less active, it's almost all gone, okay? And the people are rising in frequency, so they cannot be affected by it anymore. So if you wonder why people are the way they are, okay, it's mind control. It's a frequency net. It's not even them. It's like people just run on AI false programming. So as this is all shifting within the collective field, which we are the change-making agents of consciously, okay, they're all being affected. So that's where you're seeing people shift. It's obviously many pieces and parts to this, as I am explaining. So the old memories are, old data, false memories, which we basically been fed, okay, like false history, create false realities, okay? Then as this is clearing collectively from the planetary brain and consciousness, the new and true memories arise, and they're literally held in our body, in our DNA, and in our crystals, and also in the planetary crystalline grid, okay, and the crystal caverns. They hold the true history of humanity. So as we activate this within, and this was a huge part of the activation, activating the inner and outer technology, activated within for the outer to come online. It's not the other way around. We're constantly, like, people are looking at this the wrong way around. They wait for the outside to come online. But it's, you're constantly waiting for, something to save you in a way, instead of you making it happen from the inside out. Because as you activate your DNA and inner technology, the outer comes online. The outer realities come online. The outer technology will come online. And this is what is happening now. So the new true memories coming online also means new realities, but it really is a total shift in consciousness. This is a shift in a time-space continuum for the consciousness. It's a shift within the whole planetary architecture. It's all realigning itself because we've been out of line. It's all been misaligned and distorted in so many different ways. So just to summarize what I saw going on during the activations, and I'm also leaving a link to the post of this, a summary in written form underneath in the comment section, and also to the Sunday activations. There's an activation on the 28th of November again. Or if you see this as a later point, just check out my details to look for future events. So what I could see was a big focus on clearing of AI materials, toxins, parasites, implants, holographic inserts, black goo. So elemental re-encryption, blood healing, so bloodline healing, clearing reversals, negative hybrid genetic codes, miasma, clearing of negative effects of the V to the A to the X. It's all part of that. That's the beauty of energy healing. It addresses the physical, mental, emotional body. Yes, this is all reversible. And the human body, are we trusting the human intelligence, the human's ability to heal itself and its intelligence? So this is, when I go into my own healing mode, you can literally end up on your own light ship and receive healing there. It's already available, the medbeds you're waiting for. Tune in to your own abilities and gifts. Tune in. Massive clearing and activation of the inner and outer planetary grids and new technologies, clearing and takeover of the NDC grid. This is the Niburian Diotic grid, crystal grid system. So it's basically the old reversal grid. Okay, it's been running on in closed energy system. So it's siphoning energy and it's not forever perpetuating itself. So it's not, that you constantly, as we know, when we're connected to source, it's a constant contraction and expansion, but it's constant expansion and coming back to the core, to source, and constant expansion. It's not that there's an end to it, that you just have a limited amount of energy that you have to keep consuming in order to keep yourself alive. It's the same as in the future. We can, and we already are experiencing this, we can feed off sunlight, like breatharians do. I mean, most of the time we might not need a lot of food now, although our bodies still, because we might be living in cities and so forth, it's not as easy, because naturally we would be living a lot closer to nature and with nature, and obviously have a lot more sunlight. Well, depending obviously where you live. I live on Ireland, so the sun is a little bit sometimes limited here. So massive clearing and activation of the inner outer planetary grids. So the old grid is really being cleared and reclaimed. Same as the negative alien technology, and especially crystal technology, so clearing them out of any lower codings as well. Clearing of dams, underground facilities, and tunnel systems with plasma. Special focus was on Canada, BC, Stonehenge, and the stargates and Q sites of stargates 10 to 11. So that's Iran, Iraq, and the UK. Big focus on light body and DNA activations, gifts, and abilities, and inner and outer technology. Should come online very quickly now. I can already feel this. That was a big message. And again, all humans together make up the planetary light body. So again, as we activate us within, we also activate us in the grids, and it's really vice versa. And I think a lot of us can already feel a lot of this coming online powerfully now. Really huge crystalline activations. Now, there was also a big focus again on gender divide, sexual misery programming, sexual ritual abuse, misogyny, patriarchal programming. And I'm also receiving that the Maxwell trial that's starting tomorrow on Thursday is all part of this, and that this had to clear. So this is why it also came up big in the activations, because the collective consciousness, they needed a lot of shame and guilt and stigma needed to be cleared from the consciousness and programming for the collective to be able to actually face it and digest it and not suppress that. So we can really heal this core wounding of the humanity's psyche. So, oh yeah, and a powerful visual I was shown was being really, as it was the first man and woman created, and they were sewn back together, like sewing, like stitched back together kind of thing. And I could feel this within myself, my masculine feminine, like kind of merging and being sewn back together. That's the best way I can explain it, like really. And then since then, also a lot of weaving and merging happening in a really beautiful, profound way. And again, these are, things, I understand things very symbolically. And then, I just have the cognition of what it means. And really it's, divine union. We are complete. The forerunners are, and it's gonna go out in the collective. That's what I'm seeing. We are, these are the phases of total completion, but this is the divine union. So I could see the masculine, the feminine, this is like when we say this, it's like something that then rolls out over often weeks or months or, and obviously it has been building for a long time. But I can surely feel this is a big circle, cycle completing. It's the whole experiment completing. I can just feel it because there's no conflict left. I feel in the consciousness. It's just, kind of waiting for the divine right moment for everybody to be in place. That's what I'm seeing right now. So, and then I was shown with the masculine feminine energies merging, then also the golden Christ child symbolically being like rising from the heart center as if being birthed from there. So really symbolizing the Holy Trinity. This is also connected to the tri-waves. So the new grid system current, which is basically polarity, but in the 0-point field. It's, you know, no more this bipolarness and friction between the polarities, no more distorted polarity, because we can't get rid of polarity. It's just that it gets integrated, gets harmonized. There's no more friction between the two. And that's the tri-wave. And that's also for me, the Holy Trinity, what this really represents. It's the new unity field, grid system, energy current. So then I was seeing and getting the cognition of pulsar wave being sending powerful electromagnetic waves of radiation from the galactic center. So I really saw this and could feel this, like, because a pulsar is, might I have a description of what a pulsar is. So a pulsar is a highly magnetized rotating compact star that emits beams of electromagnetic radiation out of its magnetic poles. Pulsars are one of the candidates for the source of ultra-high energy cosmic rays. So I saw this behind the galactic center and really like a pulsar, like a star, just pew, 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 pew. And I can still feel it a little bit, but it's gotten a lot less since the kind of activation more officially finished on Tuesday evening, because it always still stays open for 48 hours. And as I said, it's really all month. But that's when it's most powerful. So, but during the activation, the second half, literally my brain felt as if it's going to explode. And the pulsar wave is really helping. What I got as a message to help open, especially the third eye and any remaining blocks there, and as well as assisting the whole brain state, and just all the electromagnetic impulses also being sent. So to really help balance and integrate the polarities and come from a split brain, you know, right, left brain to a whole brain state. So huge avatar activation that came in. So really that's our 11 to 12D identity level. And I mean, it's really beyond this, you know, multidimensional level, but it's really our avatar selves, our Christ consciousness self, walking as the avatar here now, okay? Activate, anchor, lock, and seal. Complete. Done. Let's do this, people, okay? This is really the time now to step into full power. And we will all feel it, all in divine timing, of course, for each, okay? It's a frequency, but just, it's, you know, we feel what we feel, but then we keep picking ourselves up and we keep pushing forward, because we haven't done this and haven't come this far to only come this far. You know, this movie is only just about to get really interesting. It's like, what's it called? I got the name and then now I've forgotten. It's like, you know, like a sudden turn. Like you think the movie's going to end one way and then it's like, no, this is how it's going to end. And that's where we are now at. So I saw also the an aurora crystal placed in our high heart. So that's usually where we have our permanent God seed atoms, so really like a God spark in our high heart, thymus. But I really saw an aurora crystal, so basically symbolizing 12D template to our light body and to our heart center, high heart center as well. And basically 12D star body template. So, which is also, you know, when we talk about 12D, also when we talk about then 13 to 15D, that's really a kind of pre-meta. So it's not physicalized, but this is really also part of it. So it's really beyond it, but the 12D is the core template to this. So then also part of it was, again, the what I saw was the 144 strands of golden DNA merging as one golden strand. And this was also representing the fragmentation is the separation. So the fragmentation of DNA, like we all come from source, doesn't matter who, what race, okay, we are. And this is what we all have in common. And this is what is represented. It's really a healing because we're coming together as all, you know, as one, those that choose the law of one and the unity. But everybody is welcome, but you have to choose it. So, and then there was also an activation of the platinum crystal and the Sundisk network, which is really a system of the merging of matter and antimatter, running the highest available energy current and frequencies through the grid system and your body and system. And it's also assisting the current activations of the crystal network and the new grid system. It heals reversals and AI signals and really so much more. So it's really helping us to embody and anchor more frequency, hydroplasmic light, and the full spectrum of the crystalline rainbow plasma lights, the beautiful opalescent, pearlescent frequencies of pastel rainbow colors that are healing all matter, all creation back to its original divine blueprints with upgrades. And it really brings also, the platinum ray brings also harmonization to the polarities, to the masculine and feminine. And that also helps, again, this new tri-wave energy current to run it through our grids and the planetary grids and to harmonize and stabilize this. Then also realignment, purification, activation of the axotonal lines, vertical, horizontal lines, diagonal ley lines and grid system. So it's really all the different grid systems, like huge clearing out. And then towards the end of the activation, I saw the participants floating in bubbles as if like in space above Earth and like sending activations to, you know, other people in the collective, but like kind of totally free, but also connected to everything. So that was beautiful. Oh, energy moving. And yeah, and also releasing of false beliefs around love, such as around love and relationships, such as love is blind. So, you know, things where we have closed our hearts off, or that, you know, kind of love is stupid, love is blind, that kind of thing, but kind of where you dismiss love almost, where it has the highest intelligence. It's just, you know, we obviously had to make some experiences, but it's not the heart's fault. It's a miscommunication. It's misperceptions, really, as I see it, that cause the trouble. And also my own journey, just because I know it is relevant to other people. Like I've been going deeper with the purging also of all my own core wounds, which would be like betrayal and a lack of support. And I was really shown, because what is also coming up big time is through the true memories coming up now, true remembering and true clarity, you will also have come other timeline memories come up. So like Lemurian timelines for me specifically, other people maybe get more Atlantean. Depends where your core wounds are, what you still need to heal, I'd say. So depending for each. But what I could really see is that, you know, it has to be triggered in order to purge. So even though when I understand why people betray me or have betrayed me, or, you know, not enough people, not many people are supporting me, I understand why it is the way it is, all the different perspectives. So in that sense, it's fine, but I still have to purge it energetically. And I've had this with a few things in my life where I know it intellectually, but I still have to energetically purge it, because it's so much deeper than just this experience and even understanding it with your mind. It's energetic and it's held in our cells. And these are really deep core wounds. And something that goes on in this reality is still connected on a much deeper level to other incarnations. So I was shown Lemurian times, and I could just see, you know, how, yeah, just the bleed through of what's happening. And then, so I could see it had all to be triggered, and I knew it, you know, this last 2 weeks and even before, for it to just finally purge. But I really feel like, okay, we're done here. So That would be nice, because that really means that support is coming in, and loyalty and love and nice relationships. So I'm looking forward to that one. So my tip is really just be present with all that arises. You know, we can't get to the happy without going through the sad. Don't get stuck in it. Also move it, you know, move it with your energy, have a shower, write something, paint, dance, whatever it is. You know, it's not about just wallowing it. It's not about suppressing it, but you need to just be present with it and just observe it. Just don't believe the false programming. Then it can just move faster, because when we resist and fight something, this is when we create suffering. You can feel pain and sadness and all of that stuff without suffering. It really is possible. And we have to do a lot of that. I've done a lot of shit shifting. It's one of the main things I do. So I know all about that stuff. And really just flow with it. Just let it happen. Don't feel sorry for yourself, although that's also part of it. But ultimately, it's like, okay, yeah, stay strong, keep centering, keep moving through it, keep knowing what it is. Just don't believe it. Don't keep feeding the illusions and the false programming, okay? Override them, just observe them, let them flow through you. No, it's going to move very quickly now. What used to take weeks, months in clearing, transmuting, now can just take a moment or hours or days. So it's so much quicker, so much quicker. So get away from the whole linear time thing. That's how we transcend the matrix. It's built on time. It's the only thing they have is time. They only try to prolong time. They know that time has come, literally, haha, but that just all they have is extending it. That's why if anyone is trying to feed you these long timeline trajectories, ask yourself, why? Why, like, could that be serving them? Or, you know, whoever they are transmitting for, or whatever. Just saying. And we have also to have total compassion with the immensity of interference we had to deal with. Because yes, this is a boot camp, but these have been bullies, quite frankly. Like, I've been shown how much messing have been done. And, you know, life in this journey is not supposed to be this hard. This is hardcore bullying of the highest order. So it's also not okay. You know, everything is perfect. Yes, it is, but it's also enough now. We're done. Okay? It's done. Time is up. No more patience. Had enough choices, enough chances. Now you just either get onto the program or going back to source. Now, so embrace this, understand how much you have been interfered with, take pride and strength from that. Don't let the bullies get to you. You just stand in your strength, and the neutrality neutralizes the remaining interference. So don't let it get you. Laugh at it. Okay? But you also, if you get angry with it, good. Use it for change. I use it for grid work. I don't push anger into the grids. I just use it as a power source. It really gives me power. I get all revved up. Like, it's a great anger in general. It like makes you create change, because there's something beneath the anger. You're usually frustrated with yourself because you have compromised yourself or been lying to yourself, or there's fear, you know, there's something beneath the anger, and a lot of wisdom as well. So truly nothing is as it seems here. Remember, all is in reverse and upside down. Yet this is also changing. So the tables have turned. Okay, keep expecting now different. Really, I can feel it since Monday. It is different. There was a blip today for sure, but we cleared it out. Okay, the interference. Keep vigilant. It's really this whole call is going out in the field now. Stand up. Stand in your power. Know your power. We hold the timelines. We hold the realities. Now, ask yourself, what do you want to create? Not what is going to happen. Okay? We make it happen. Don't wait for someone to tell you what's going to happen. We came here to co-create it and make it happen. So all hands and hearts on deck. Let's do this, okay? Because this is about a frequency. Knowing that we can do it, remembering your power. Now with the limiting programming gone, poof, poof, Now it's back to total responsibility and accountability, okay? Also been seeing a lot of blue and white rays, which are a system of the purification and healing of Earth and humanity. Then also today, especially violets and greens coming in, which is also connected to the Earth's tribal shield and the 12 root races, as we heal as a collective consciousness again in the tribal shield, and really healing the separation and fragmentation, which is at the core of all the suffering. So I'm looking forward to a lot of healing also among the soul groups. I was also shown the energy field. You know, fragmentation can be symbolized with an energy field as like shards of glass. And what I was seeing is like the glass coming back together, healing, or, you know, fusing and melting back together and healing. So that was beautiful. So with the false and past memories being cleared, the true remembering is arising now. And as I said, with it, a lot of all timeline memories. So there's a lot of clarity that keeps arising, and you might keep having shifts in consciousness. Just keep rolling with it. That's why I have said for a while, be flexible with what you believe in. Be open to changes. You know, what we believed in yesterday, last week, last year, 10 years ago is not the same anymore. It constantly keeps expanding. Yes, there's certain core truths, but everything else keeps expanding, especially now, because as we shift the perception of how we view reality, reality is shifting. And that's what's happening now. So it's a good thing. Be open to having your mind and your perception of what reality is and how all of this works here changed. And it really is based on thoughts and belief systems. And yes, we have a choice what we believe in. And every thought, every belief, every feeling, it all counts and it's all important. And make it count. Keep remembering, okay? And allow it all to heal, allow it all to come up, love it all up, embrace it all. And we're really coming full circle, what I can see in our soul's journey in this time-space continuum. And our divine missions are coming to their completion. Now, I'm going to finish. I'm going to say at the end, I hope you found this useful. Also, we're really asked now to fully surrender, to surrender all that we, you know, can't control to God. Like there's just so much we can do. For example, me, I cannot do much more. I'm, you know, do the activation, I do, you know, whatever I'm being called, but literally now it's okay, it's just time to now really open up to receive and relax. The last stage of manifestation, surrender, believe it's happening, know it's happening, keep just feeling good as much as you can, obviously in between the clearings and whatever, but you get me. It's being, you know, just receptive, open, enjoy, know it's already done. There's nothing to stress about anymore. Just checking if I've forgotten anything. So so the surrendering. So as we surrender to the divine, from the place of oneness that many have now integrated and stabilized, there's no more separation felt, okay? You really allow all of creation to surrender to the divine. So also these beings that are not fond of that, if that makes sense. Because you're doing it from the place of oneness, the one. And that's what we're merging back into fully as a collective. And if you keep hating, resenting, or trying to suppress the things that have happened to you and made you the person that you are today, you will never truly understand the lessons and wisdom they carry, nor able to love yourself fully. So really, as you are, you need to, in order to change anything about ourselves, we have to fully accept the way we are, or even reality, the way reality is. And then we can go, no, let's do this instead. Okay, but it doesn't come from a place of judgment or resistance or fighting, because that's just not the right energetic. Whenever you try and force something to happen, it's like you're jinxing yourself, because you're pushing yourself under pressure, and energetically it's doing the opposite thing of what you're really trying to do. So just, love yourself as you are. I mean, just imagine a world where everybody would love themselves. It's New Earth right there. So, this is where all the programming goes, to make you feel less than, disempowered, all of that. So that's why, see it for what it is, know it for what it is, love yourself the way you are, and really also deepen into the gratitude for what we do have. Like, it's all of these things, it's not about just feeling grateful and never feeling fed up with, not having enough, in a sense, not having our basic needs provided for. Many of us are struggling. It's okay to embrace that, and then you shift back to gratitude. Like, let gratitude be your basic frequency and vibration, but embrace the moments where you're just fed up and, want to have your own home and door to close on, or whatever. So it's all okay. It's not one or the other. That's the whole thing about multidimensionality. You integrate all of these pieces. You understand every viewpoint, and you choose the highest one in every moment. And there is no more conflict in between the perspectives and viewpoints and different states of consciousness, and everything is harmonized and integrated. But you just keep going for the highest one. So, our journey has made us who we are today. So why, of course, we would have liked maybe things to have worked out differently, but obviously it's like that parallel reality I see, that's there, the one true organic ascension timeline, the organic timeline we should be on. That's where all of this is in reverse and okay. That's why it's important. We're clearing a lot of parallel realities and timelines out, especially when we're resting and sleeping and so forth. And we collapse a lot of timelines and realities as we're sleeping. So it's sacred work. You're very busy whilst you do that. A lot happens, and you then don't have to go through that in your waking lifetime. So you can actually, surpass a lot of drama if you rest and sleep a lot. But basically, just, I don't know even what I was talking about now. It's happening next. Oh, that's another thing I want to say. As the programming goes, so goes our mind offline. So, you have mid-sentence, you forget what you're talking about. I'm sure I've forgotten things I wanted to mention in this video, things like this, mid-sentence, you forget what you're doing, or you're getting up to do something, you forget what it is. It's the old programming leaving and a new one coming online. So just go easy on yourself. It's part of this. And yeah, now let's manifest New Earth. Believing is seeing. Let's do it. Let's make this happen. Let's stand in our power. It's not from pushing, or there's anything to force, or anything to rush. Okay, it's again the 0 point. This happens in no time, but it's imminent, and it's already happening now. Once you understand it's always happening now, you really drop into timelessness. But it's also simultaneously now the end of patience. It's just a time now for the divine justice to be served. It's just a time now. No lies. None of this false matrix can keep existing. And we are vastly, vastly accelerating the process from what I'm seeing, especially since August. Vastly, way beyond ahead where we could be. So well done. Really amazing. And we're getting ready now for celebrations. The worst is over. Relax. You will be shown what you need to know when you need to know it. And just keep surrendering. Believe that, the good stuff is coming to you now. Can you believe that not more shit is coming? Can you manifest New Earth? Or do you keep listening to the nonsense they're trying to tell you? Because remember, they just let you see what they want you to see. There's so much that's going on beyond the smoke screen and CGI movies they're showing you. So much. People like me try to share, obviously take what resonates and leave the rest, as always. But just, this is it. This is the breakthrough. This is victory. this is the last push through. It's already done, but we're also making it happen. As we're pushing through, stand in your power, stand in your strength. Infuse the grids. I see, my heart center, a big crystalline diamond rainbow, diamond. Sometimes I see it as a beautiful crystalline rose. Then, I really can feel it activating. Obviously, there, different things happening to it at different times, all these different activations. I mean, there's so many layers. We could sit here forever, okay? But I'm just giving you some highlights of what I remember and noted down. And anyway, so basically from your heart, just really push out into like the grids are inside of you. The ley lines, the stargates, the crystal beds, the elements, all of this is inside of you. The whole cosmos is inside of you. See it lighting up, light at your grid system, like for your breath. Just light up. Talk to your cells, your atoms. I have light language activations. I leave another link to my SoundCloud underneath and some guided meditation activations. They are really powerful. These activations are really powerful. As I said, based on donations, so they're really open for everyone. And, take part. Let's make this really powerful. Let's make this happen. We really are making so many timeline shifts and jumps happen. So much, like, I'm not even saying, I'm doing this. We are doing this together. It's, it's like we're all just playing a role here, but we're also here to make it happen. So if we don't do it, if we don't listen to our guidance, none of this gets done. All right, so listen to your guidance, please. It's hard work, but just let's get the job done. Let's do this. Listen to your guidance. Let's step up, because this is the time now where, we're pulling ourselves together and creating new earth. And it's most of all a frequency. It's most of all what are we being, not what we're doing, but also obviously it's also doing, doing videos, writing posts, or, doing all the things I do. But everything ultimately is this. You don't need to do what I'm doing. It's looking after your family. It's being nice to the neighbor. It's helping someone out. It's, often for years, we've been walking the grids without knowing what we're doing. Everywhere we go, we activate. So everything is this, be the love, be the change. It's a frequency most of all, being it. And it doesn't matter so much what you are doing actually, but then, it's really about us remembering also what we're here to do at this point in time. And most of that is remembering that we are co-creating the future in the now moment. So it's not just something happening to us, waiting for something to happen, or someone telling us what's going to happen. It's like, what do you want to happen? What are you making happen? Are you helping to co-create? And most of that is actually done by tuning into the silence. What are you seeing within you in meditation, or, however, when you're maybe going for a walk or just relaxed daydreaming, what can you tap into? Keep feeling and merging with your future self, future earth, see beyond the veils, keep calling it forth, keep activating it from within you in whichever way that comes. Okay, that might happen for everybody differently. So, and then take part in the activation. If you want to, I'm going to leave the link below. If you can make a donation, would be deeply appreciated, really helps, as I currently rely on them. And one last thing, very last thing, and then a beautiful feedback from the activation from last week, because again, this is all what's happening. It's really activating when we exchange the feedback as well. That's another thing. Please, some feedback would be nice for the people who have participated, or thank you. That's also a nice way to show gratitude. And it also helps me. It activates, other people. That's why I also share what I do. Instead of just being stumm, I could also not share this and make the effort. So anyway, so one of the feedback of the activations was just reading your post. Anyway, during the activation, I was brought to the place where I can meet with a original founder, male and female avatar. We sat around the fire, dragons, unicorns, fairies, and loads of other beings gathered around us. The founders talked in light language. We held hands from our hearts, causal chakras, and and around us, light waves started to pulsate. I went right out into the world. After that, I flew in my dragon form around the world, seeing loads of plasma and light waves and diamonds shimmering. I also saw platinum rays. Then I dived into a beautiful sea connected to Lemuria and swam with the dolphins, indulging in a good time after, as it felt a successful mission. So I thought it was a beautiful one to share. I also got another one feedback from a friend who had a very beautiful oneness unification with a dear soul that has left her a few years ago. So there was a beautiful healing happening for her and beautiful unification. And she could also see the other parallel timeline that's a different consciousness. But that's where, you know, we are unified again. So I'm going to leave it at that. I hope it was helpful. Keep doing the good work. This is it. Let's keep pushing through. Let's keep coming back to center, keep coming back to our heart. But it's also important that we tell people the truth sometimes, okay? We're also here to speak the truth, but it's how we say it, okay? So yes, be love embodied, but also be brave, speak your truth, always depending on each moment, you know, and just be the change, be the love, be the change, and be in joy. Let the inner child come out to play now. And because that's really what is, you know, what opens up the gates of heaven, is when we're having fun and we enjoy life. And I'm going to focus on that now. I really try. And I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, and one more thing, just a disclaimer. If I can't get back to, I'm just currently messages or even liking comments underneath my posts. I just can't deal with technology. Even, you know, donations that people have sent. Thank you so much. I just can't go in and send separate messages back at the moment. It's just my energy is really in the planetary grids, making this ascension happen. I share as much as I can, but I just can't currently get back to all messages and comments and all of that stuff. So I just wanted to say that, okay? So know that I am so grateful for you being here at this time. Thank you so much for keeping on going, not giving up hope, even if it's maddening and crazy out there. Just keep coming back to yourself, keep coming back to your heart, and keep remembering why you're here, okay? You're here to make the change happen, and keep overwriting this nonsense false hologram and know it for what it is, all right? So much love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye.